Let's go Falcons! Hey yo, batter up, let the ball begin. Solano Falcons, about to show you how you win. Solano baseball, all have tight skills. All stars everywhere with highlight reels. Everybody watch out, cause when it's game time, we going for the W, gonna make our name shine. Falcons dominate when the game's on the line, so go get your bell, Solano. Why? Cause it's game time, hey yo, it's game time, so let the games begin. Solano on the field and we gain in a win. Hey yo, it's game time, don't you hear the people chant? Cause this is our house, make way for the champ, it's game time.
Alvaro Wakaba, sophomore shortstop, Vanna High School.
Joey Dyson, freshman infielder and outfielder, American Canyon High School.
Josh Lenny, freshman infielder, Montgomery High School.
Bo Siegel, sophomore first baseman, Rodriguez High School.
Garland Webster, freshman third baseman, Armijo High School.
Ian Acosta, sophomore catcher, Vacaville High School.
Jacob Pavlovsky, sophomore outfielder, Albany High School.
Briar Litz, freshman first baseman, Foothill High School.
Alex Nesikevich, freshman outfielder, Del Campo High School.
Nathan Janess, sophomore pitcher, Benicia.
And now, we finally get to hear our sexy voices. I am Zach Pop here with the one and only Tyler Stover. Now, Tyler, we're jumping in here in the third inning. Kind of what's the thing that's caught your eye so far here in the first 2.5 innings?
Well, I think both pitchers for Solano and Delta have been attacking the zone. Janess, he dealt with some adversity in the first inning, but he's really settled in. And Delgado for Delta has really just pounded the zone, first pitch strikes. Solano's starting to take a lot better swings and look for Solano to look to get onto the scoreboard here in the next couple of innings.
And Delta got their 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. Only had 1 hit in the inning, was an RBI triple. It's a count now a 1-1. Alex Nasikevich in the box, the number 9 hitter for the Falcons, and back to the top of the order with Rubel Caba and Mr. Dotson. And Delgado's just one of those guys. He's just going to attack the zone. He doesn't have the best stuff, but he's going to basically be ahead of the hitters, pitchers counts.
Exactly. He's firm, too, so that's going to give him some trouble.
Good job by Nasikevich there to lay off the high cheese. Now 2-2. And how frustrating is that as a hitter when you're constantly down in the count?
Well, it is frustrating. You know, you always want to start off on a good note. It's nice to start off.
2-2. Hit to the left side. Nunes throws out. The number 9 hitter, Nasikevich there. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Yeah, Delgado's just got into a nice groove here in the early part of the game for Sacramento Delta. And Delta, they come in 7-0. They're the number 1 team in Northern California, and they play in, I call it the SCC of the Northern California here in the Big 8 Conference. So Rubacaba swinging at the first pitch. Hits it on a line, but right to the left fielder, Chris Bartlett. So 2 up, 2 down here, bottom of the third.
That's a good sign for Solano, though. Jumping on the first pitch, and maybe now Delgado's going to start going off-speed first pitch, maybe starting to get deep into counts. So let's see if Joey can follow suit.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed with Delgado. He's been throwing a lot of first-pitch fastball.
As a hitter, that's exactly what you want, first-pitch fastball that you can jump on, try to drive it into the gap, get in scoring position early.
And you know Stover better, just about everybody here in this ballpark. Is he a fan of kind of getting aggressive early, or does he like to have his guys take a couple of pitches?
Well, every hitter is different. You know,
yeah.
A guy like Joey, you want to see going deep into the counts and try to hit a ground ball up the middle. But even Alvaro or Josh Lenny, he wants them to just attack that first pitch fastball and try to drive into the gap. You know, it's a single's nice, but you want your bigger hitters to try to get on second, and then your other bigger hitters can just drive them in. That's how you're going to score runs and produce them.
Dodson lays off the 2-0, now ahead 3-0.
And Joey's so fast. Coach Stover's a big fan of him. He can get on, you know, with hits, bunts, hit by pitches, walks, things like that. So even right now it's 3-0 count, and this is what Coach Stover's looking for, just for Joey to work the count, get on first, and then he's so fast he can possibly steal second.
3-0, showing bunt, but taking that pitch all the way, 3-1. And Josh Lenny the 3-hitter on deck, so hopefully if Dodson can get on via walk, he can swipe second, get in scoring position with 2 down. So Falcons have a base runner here with 2 down, the bottom of the 3rd. The speedy Dodson now at first base. So now if you're Lenny here, you're probably going to take the first, maybe second pitch and see if Dodson can find a pitch he likes and try and steal second.
Yeah, you want to give Joey a chance to get in to second base, and it's a lot more comforting as a hitter to hit with runners in scoring position, because then you know just one hit can do it. But right now, if he stays at first, he's going to try to drive some into the gap, and then maybe he'll get him at home.
And Lenny comes in batting .333 with 6 ribbies. Off speed, first pitch, a little low, ball 1. And a little bit of a tight strike zone so far here early on.
Yeah, pretty consistent on both sides, though. I feel like we said, both pitchers really settle in nice. Delgado hasn't dealt with much adversity at all.
This one hit well to center. Should be an easy play for Nate Easley, and that is the 3rd out. Falcons strand 1 runner here in the bottom of the 3rd through 3, 2-0 for Delta. So top of the 4th inning here for Reed Peters and his Delta squad. And Peters, one of the top managers or top coaches in all of California, his 8th season here at the helms of San Joaquin Delta. They've had 3 Final Four appearances under Peters, including last year where they were state runner-ups. Won it all in 2011 and 2009. Also state runner-ups. This one's a little high and inside, ball 1. He's got the number 3 hitter, Nate Easley up, and he's the one that drove in the first run of the game, RBI triple that scored Chris Bartlett. Two and 0. What are some things you've liked from Janess so far here early on?
Well, Janess, besides the first inning, he dealt with some adversity, but he's really starting to attack the zone with the fastball and starting to get his curveball over for a strike, and not that one right there in the dirt, but he's starting to command his pitches, and that's what Nate Janess does, and that's what Sloan's going to need out of him going forward.
Outside corner, strike 1, 2-1.
He looks a lot more calm, too, in the last couple of innings as opposed to the first inning. First inning looked like maybe he was trying to throw a little too hard, but right now he's starting to settle in. His misses are missed to the right spot. His fastball staying low.
And you see that a lot with pitchers. Kind of that first inning might be just a filling out process, then they get things on track. Outside corner again, so 2-2. And if you're a pitcher and you're getting that outside corner, you just got to keep throwing it right there.
Exactly, yeah. I'm really curious to see what he's going to go to right here, because both pitches he's been commanding.
Count full. And Delta 7-0 this season so far. Solano comes in 3-4. And these two faced off earlier this week. Delta won it 5-1. So a little inside. First batter reaches via walk. Now you got to deal with the 4 and 5 hitters coming up. Zach Peruggi and Jake Derwent.
Now batting first baseman Zach Peruggi.
And last time Easley was on, he scored an RBI groundout from Zach Peruggi, now with 4 RBIs on the season. From Kimball High School. Easley takes off, and this one smoked foul down the third base side. So once again, thanks for staying patient with us. First couple innings, no audio, but had to go old school and finally found some headphones at work.
Yeah, the last couple innings, Janess hasn't been pitching out of the stretch. So we're going to see if maybe that could lead to some runs for Delta or any controversy defensively.
Easley takes off. Acosta throws a strike down to second, but easily able to slide under the tag. Bang, bang play over there at second base. Easley now 3 for 3 on stolen bases this year. And Nate Easley, a Arizona guy, born and raised in Phoenix, played at Sandra Day O'Connor High School. Count now 1-2 as Jeunesse paints the outside corner. And getting back to your point about Jeunesse pitching out of the stretch, we saw that in the first inning. That's when Delta had a little bit of success. Able to score 2 runs that inning. And that inning started out the same way this one did, a leadoff walk.
Yeah, and leadoff walks are like poison for pitchers. You know, it seems like they always come around to score. I know that not just Coach Stover, but all coaches really appreciate you can't have 2-out walks or leadoff walks. And Delta did a good job in the first inning capitalizing on that. So right now, Jeunesse just going to need to bear down and see if he can not have it repeat itself.
The 2-2 from Jeunesse. Strike 3, got him looking, just painted that one perfectly, outside corner, right at the knees. And that was one of the problems Jeunesse kind of had this year, is kind of control's been an issue. Entering into this game, 7 walks, only 1 strikeout.
Yeah, and that's not like him either, especially for not really a power pitcher, but he throws firm and he's got good off speed. He's really going to need to start limiting the walks. Not even really more strikeouts, just letting his defense play behind him. You have Rubicabo's terrific defensively, Josh Lenny, Webster, and Siegel. You know, you just got to let your defense play behind you, maybe pitch more to contact instead of like the first inning where he was trying to throw a little too hard, maybe trying to get some strikeouts.
Trying to pick off easily at second. He's back in safely as Jake Derwent in the box, the designated hitter for Delta, batting a clean .400 this year with 3 RBIs. Favorable matchup right here with the lefty going against the right-handed throwing Jeunesse. Easily taken off, tried to steal third, perfect throw, and he is gunned down as Acosta showing off that cannon. First time this year, Easley's been gunned down.
And little things like that are momentum swingers for Solano. Like, say they get this guy out right here. That's just going to add confidence, you know, knowing that guys are in it. Jeunesse trying to bear down after the first inning. Maybe that can lead to some offense for Solano.
Is this one in the dirt? 1-0. And we were talking about Reed Peters earlier, and just a chance to talk about Scott Stover, who's in his 13th season here at Solano, and second all-time in school history with 263 wins, only trailing Stan McWilliams, who coached here for 30 years. 5 BVC titles under Coach Stover. Had a 5-year run from 2007 to 2011, and he's led the Falcons to 3 super regional appearances, 08, 2011, and 2013, when they had a crazy comeback series, I believe, against the College of Marin. So count now 2-2, I believe. I don't know who I trust more, our scoreboard guy or Mark that does the scoreboard here. Nice play by the third baseman. Webster gets up in time. Big time play, Garland Webster, and that is how the final out is recorded. So through 3.5, Falcons down 2-0. And we are back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Falcons have a little bit of power coming up here. 4, 5, and 6 hitters, starting with Bo Siegel. .313 average this year. And it's nice to see Solano off to a better start this year. Last year, a little bit of a struggle for the Falcons. As Siegel swinging at the first pitch, right at the second baseman. Grady over to first for the 4-3 putout. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, even though their record doesn't show it, Solano is playing a lot better. And they're in games as opposed to last year. It seemed like that they maybe gave up towards the end. But right now, it seems like they're attacking. You know, new faces. Garland Webster up to bat right now. And just made that diving play to end the inning. You know, it just brings a lot of energy. Josh Lenny, a new addition, can play everywhere in the infield. So I think that they're moving in the right direction and starting to get back to the powerhouse that they used to be.
Yeah, for a stretch there, it was a lock each year. Solano was going to win the BVC or be right there at the end. And last year, kind of 180. But it looks like things are back on track here this year. And the one thing Stover's done really well since he's been here at Solano, he's really built this program up, but he's just done a good job of getting the right players in to fit his style. As this one hit to center, shallow center, or the shortstop, easy play for Jacob Thomas. So 2 down here early. Ian Acosta coming up. Nobody on. 2 down.
Ian Acosta.
Delgado, he's out there acting like he's Cliff Lee, just attacking and not taking much time in between pitches.
Yeah, he's barely been in the stretch today, and that's like what we talk about when Jeunesse deals with adversity. We haven't really seen if that's Delgado's weakness. He's just attacking, and the scoreboard shows it right now with a 2-0 lead for Delta.
This one, it's going to be a hit for Acosta, 2-out single. Just did a good job going with the pitch and hit it oppo.
Now Briar Litt's up the bat. I talked about it in previous games. I grew up with Briar, really aggressive, a really good football player in high school. And this is someone that Coach Stover's trying to find a way to get into the lineup because his swing, every swing's aggressive. He hasn't had a lot of success so far this year. But, you know, young freshman, let's see if maybe his aggressiveness can go against Delgado's aggressiveness.
So strike 1. And Briar Litz, Foothill High School, is, as you mentioned, a good football player there. You played a little football back in the high school days?
Me, I played a freshman year.
Yeah,
but
you're
after,
like, I'm just going to play baseball
yeah,
after that.
after that it was baseball and a little bit of basketball.
This one squibbed to first. Easy play for Zach Peruggi. So 2-out single nullified and through 4. Falcons down 2-0. So we're almost at the halfway point here. Top of the 5th inning. Delta sends up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters, starting with the catcher, Colin Thorough, and he is swinging at the first pitch, and this one is drilled to left, and that baby is gone. Colin Thorough swinging at the first pitch and just hit a skyscraper out to left field, so 1 pitch, 1 run for Sac Joaquin Delta, and I know you probably heard that smack and was like, that one's got a chance to go without seeing it there, Tyler.
Yeah, he's actually committed to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I was reading that earlier.
Yeah, following in Solano's star catcher, Vic Romero, who's now a grad assistant there.
And yeah, he's now coaching under Holiday and Stosh Zamoida, our camera guy, and also does a lot of play-by-play here with you, Tyler. And he was a little jealous because Victor sent him a Snapchat with him and Matt Holiday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was the first thing he showed me today.
So how was it for you playing in, a power conference in the Big 12?
It's a lot different. The game speed's a lot different than high school, obviously. They throw hard.
Yeah.
They throw really hard.
I mean, you probably obviously faced a couple of guys that were drafted and playing in the majors right now.
Yeah, I faced the hardest I faced was 101.
Whew. So that one goes down as a strike as Nelson Muniz there steps out of the box, but the home plate ump doesn't give him time. I believe that's Bill Swanson, but.
Yeah.
So what was it like having 101 come at you?
It's quick. Actually,
this one hit right past the diving Bo Siegel, and that one's going to be good for extra bases. So Delta making good contact here in the top of the 5th inning, a home run followed by a double.
As I was saying, though, it actually dented my bat. Yeah, we were playing TCU. It's a closer for TCU, and their Friday night starter actually Finnegan. He
was the one on the Royals, right?
Yeah, he played for the Royals. We faced him that same year. So in 1 year, he was in College World Series and a Major League World Series.
First player ever, right?
Yes. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, same year. So that's pretty impressive.
How is it facing that guy? He's got some nasty junk.
Yeah, like I said, they all throw hard. Sliders are a lot tighter. Everything's just coming at you fast. The game speed's so fast.
It's Ryan Smith shows bunt, pulls it back.
You just can't really panic. I see a lot out here with freshmen. I think that was the toughest thing for me. But even out here, some of the younger players, they panic, first couple of games. You can't afford to panic. The game's already too fast. You can't make it any faster than it already is. In the fall, I try to tell some of the younger guys that, because any help is good help. I learned that last year. Some of the older guys, the seniors, they'll try to take the freshmen aside, tell them, how it's going to be, so maybe, what to expect. But you never really know what to expect, even if they tell you, until it's happening, until you're in it, and until 101's coming at you.
Yeah. I mean, usually here at the community college level, the most guys are going to top out low 90s. You're not going to see that triple digits. Let's count in the favor of the hitter there, Ryan Smith. And do these guys, when you're talking, do they realize how lucky they are? They get a chance to talk to you, a guy that's played in the Big 12, also Victor Romero, who played at Oklahoma State, and even Patrick Johnson was here last year a lot in the clubhouse. So, I mean, they've got a lot of guys that are able to kind of point them in the right direction and give them a lot of do's and don'ts.
Exactly, and I remember even in high school, and anything from anyone who was at a level higher than me, I felt honored just to hear the stories and maybe take something from it. I got kind of mentored by Ryan Lipkin, used to be a star here, played at University of San Francisco.
He was in the A's organization for a while, right?
Yeah, he played for the River Cats last year.
Yeah.
We go to the same gym. We used to work out together, things like that. And, just any little story I try to get out of them.
Yeah.
And I think those are the guys that want to be successful, the freshmen who come in from high school, and they want to be better than, the guy next to them. And that's what it takes. And even at the Division I level, that's something that's important.
So Stover going to go out and have a little chat with Jeunesse. Been a little bit of a struggle here in the top of the fifth. A home run, a double, and now a walk. And this is against the bottom of the order, too. So you got the number 9 hitter coming up here, Jacob Thomas, and back to the top.
Thomas just signed to UC Davis, I believe. That's what I saw.
So staying local here. Going to be an Aggie. And UC Davis, one of the better schools up here in Northern California. Let's get a look at Stover having a chat with the pitcher Jeunesse along with Ian Acosta.
Back to what I was saying, though, not just at Division I level, but even junior college level, it's about learning and getting better every single day. And the thing I try to even tell the freshmen here, I like talking to Garland Webster, is very receptive, is you got to be better than you were in high school. You got to be better than you were last year, and then next year you got to be better than you were this year. And Garland, even the last couple of games, we've seen defensively making some good plays.
I saw that play earlier today over at third with the diving stab.
Yeah, and better swings offensively.
So Thomas shows bunt, pulls it back, but catches the outside corner, strike one.
Yeah, you just have to have a mindset for it. And it's nice to see guys like Garland, that I've talked to, and, I try to help, not really mentor, but just try to help. And, even Rubacaba since high school played against.
And I believe this one's just going to go down as a strike, as Thomas was still in the box when he made contact with the baseball.
Yeah, but like Alvaro, we played against each other in high school, and he was a great player then, but he's tremendous now. I think he's hitting .519 going into today's game, only one strikeout. And that's just impressive.
The replay right there is still in the box when he made contact. Sorry there, partner.
Oh, sorry about that. But, yeah, that's what's going to be the biggest thing for Solano is just guys got to get better every single game.
Strike 3, outside corner, one down. And how hard of a transition was that for you going from high school and then going to a power conference in the Big 12 and playing there?
Well, it was tough,
and especially being, grew up in California your whole life, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
And then have to go all the way out to the Midwest in Kansas?
Yeah, you wake up and you see snow, you got to condition in snow, things like that. And, it's not like high school where you take your own accountability.
Yeah.
And, it's you don't get as much time with each other, but there, that's your family there.
Ball one.
So it is tough. It's a tough transition. Not even really the game of speed, but just the lifestyle, waking up, going to class, going to weights, going to practice.
How early would you have to wake up to start working out?
4:45, Monday through Thursday. Yeah.
I don't even know if I could wake up that early to hit snooze.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lifestyle and it's a mindset.
Yeah.
And the ones that do it can get better.
This one hit right to Webster. Throws to second for the double play. So as you mentioned, partner, the D showing for Garland Webster as Jeunesse gets out of the inning, only allowing one run through 4.5. Falcons down by a field goal, 3-0. How much you miss not playing baseball this year? Is it killing
Sucks,
you?
Yeah.
I know, right?
I haven't hit since October.
Bottom of 5. Pawlowski trying to hit that one as far as Colin Thero did, but a swing and a miss. And Pawlowski's a guy that he's got the build, he's got the size, he's got the strength, and it'd be nice to see him kind of start taking off here. So we're nearing conference play. Nice pitch right there. Took a little off, and Pavlowski out in front, 0-2.
Yeah, struggled a little bit his freshman year. This is when he's got to make huge strides. Like we said, he looks like a big leaguer.
Looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, massive. But he's just got to kind of buy into the approach, and I think he has. And we saw his first at bat driving that ball to center.
I think the ball got hurt more on that one as he takes that one off the leg. So good job, Pavlowski. Down the count 0-2 and able to take that. And how happy are you as a hitter? You see off speed coming at you. You can take those ones a little easier than those 101-mile-per-hour ones.
Yeah. Happened a little bit, I think twice for me last year on 0-2. I remember just smiling after because it's just you get bailed out. That's just all it is. It's just lucky, you know, and you just got to ride that luck out, especially in baseball.
So see if the Falcons get a little bit of mojo going here. And Pavlowski is in a rundown. And tag is applied, and not how Stover wanted his first out. And it's how many times have you seen that Stover stare right there?
Yeah, many times. even with his good teams, you know, that's just he expects perfection.
Yeah.
You got to as a coach, you know.
Oh, yeah. And that's why he's had so much success here at Solano. I mean, no excuses. Just do your job. So Alex Nasukevich in the box, the number 9 hitter. How bad am I butchering that last name?
No, you actually got it right. I was just about to give you props for that.
I said it really slow, though, so it technically doesn't count.
Yeah, no, say it with confidence.
This one skied straight over us.
I think Stosh butchered it pretty bad the first time.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah.
And, of course, Stosh Samoyed are running the camera here. He's handling the main one. This one hit right past Stover.
Solano wearing the camo baby blues today. That's a team favorite. They always have to convince Coach Stover to wear them.
Well, when you're playing better than you were last year, it's probably a little easier to convince them to wear stuff they like this year. Last year, I'm guessing they probably didn't get to wear the camo blues at all.
I don't think they did. Yeah, I think it was just a batting practice top.
These your favorite ones too?
Oh yeah, these are my favorite. I actually helped design these, believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make a play right there. As Nasukevich doing a good job, making contact. And all the momentum that Solano could have had this inning was taken away after Pavlowski got in a pickle and tagged out. And those are things, you know, Stover hates seeing. It's like, don't get yourself out, no errors defensively. The little things like that is what really gets Stover going. Ball 3.
Yeah, you know, he just expects everyone to be focused. And things like Pavlowski getting picked off, that's just lack of focus, and that's things that you can't do, especially against number 1 team.
This one hit well to center, but an easy play for Nate Easily. 2 down in the inning. So really, it's been the Ricky Delgado show here for Delta. And Delta's pitching has been off the charts this year. In 5 of their 7 wins, they've held their opponent to 1 run or less.
Shortstop, number 6, Alvaro.
And these two teams faced off, I believe it was on Thursday, and Delta won 5-1. And Cameron Leeper, 3-0 this year, got the win, went 6 strong. 1 run unearned, and had 7 Ks and 4 walks. This one's inside, and Leeper, I mean, the kid has been beasting this year. Became the first Delta pitcher in school history to be named Pitcher of the Week in Northern California. So the count 2-0.
Yeah, and Leeper signed to Arizona State high school. Dealt with some personal reasons and is at Delta, and he's shown that he deserves to be there. You know, like you said, 20 innings, 26 strikeouts, 9 walks, 1 earned run. That's incredible so far.
This one hit the opposite way, and it's going to drop down for a 2-out single. Rubo Caba has now had a hit in 8 straight games to start off the season, and man, he's been on fire, batting over 500. He even has a home run.
Yeah. You know, he's the leader of the team, tremendous defensively, like we talked about earlier. And guys are just going to need to follow him. Joey Dotson has athletic ability. We talked about it last game. That they're game changers.
Yeah.
Being that athletic and that fast, you're a game changer. You know, you can steal second. There's always a threat. And I think Joey's a little freshman version of it. He's just got to mature a little bit as a hitter.
So strike one. And Rubalcaba last year kind of struggled at the beginning of the year, as you see a lot of freshmen do. But as conference play got started, I mean, Rubalcaba just really took off, and it's showing here to start off the 2015 campaign. So I got to put you on the spot. Who's a better defensive shortstop, Rubalcaba or Patrick Bubba Johnson?
Wow.
I know. It's tough. I mean, even Johnson was saying Rubalcaba might be better.
Well, you know, I've thought about this in my head, and I've gotten to watch both of them play a lot.
Rubalcaba takes off, head first, and he is in safely.
I think the toughest thing is they're both tremendous defensively. They both make big plays. The thing that's going to be unfair to ever go against Bubba is he played in big games and made big plays in big games. And, you know, last year slowed down, and Alvaro didn't get a chance to make big plays in big games. So you might have to ask me that at the end of the year. But I just remember Patrick just being able to make any play. You know he's going to make it
out there.
no matter what and no matter how big the game is. So we'll see if Alvaro has that.
So they try and pick him off, and this one goes into center field. But a good job, Nate Easley, in the right position, able to get to that one quick and not allow Rubalcaba to scamper over to third. And that last stolen base by Rubalcaba, now 4 for 4 on the season. He's really doing everything you want your leadoff hitter to do. He's getting on base. He's got an OPS at nearly 1.3.
Yeah, he's playing tremendous. And back to Patrick, he's a winner.
Yeah.
You know, every team that he played for, they won.
Dotson shows bunt outside, 2-1, and Dotson, a guy obviously that can get the bunt down for a single.
Yeah, this is a deadly 1-2 punch with Alvaro and Joey because they're so fast. And like the third baseman right now probably just has no idea what's going to happen. You know, Joey can punch one up the middle or in the 4-hole, or he can lay one down. And Alvaro's just always a threat. You know, maybe he just keeps it going. Coach Stover likes the 2-with-2. Where he's just going to send the guy on the ground ball. So let's see an aggressive play coming up.
Delgado steps off. Rubalcaba had a nice lead and looked him back to second. And this is a big moment right here for Solano. It'd be nice to see them get on the board down 3-0. And of course, we mentioned earlier, Delta not a team that gives up a lot of runs. So when you get a runner in scoring position, you got to find a way to cash it in. Nice pitch. 2-2.
Delgado just going right after guys. That's all he's been doing. He's shown success. Obviously, no runs through 4 2/3. A slow hitter is just need to get bear down, get jammed, something, just to get a runner in, because you don't want to be down 3 runs in later innings.
And this one hit down the right side, but tells foul, so count stays at 2-2. 2 down here, bottom of the 5th inning. Falcons down 3-0. You get a look at Rubalcaba going back to second after the foul ball. And Rubalcaba, outstanding speed, so any hit out of the infield is probably going to plate. The sophomore shortstop.
Don't zoom in anymore, Gerardo.
And Gerardo on the camera getting a little crazy with the zoom in. This one hit right back to Delgado. Flips it to first for the 3rd out, so Rubalcaba stranded at second base through 5. Falcons down 3-0. So 3-0 here, Delta, in the top of the 6th inning. Let's get a look at a replay of Delgado. Really doing a good job of controlling the strike zone. And that was the final out of the bottom of the 5th. Easy play for Delgado, and really Delgado's been the story of this game. It's count 1-0. To Bryce Grady, the number 2 hitter. Nate Easley on deck, and Zach Peruggi in the hole.
Even Janess hasn't done a bad job.
Yeah.
He's getting no run support right now, but he's battling, you know, this Delta team. Like we said, number 1, Northern California.
Nasty off speed, and Grady couldn't handle it. Count now 1-2. Yeah, I've been impressed with Janess so far. I mean, just a little bit of trouble in the 1st inning and a little bit of trouble in the last inning, but able to get the double play to get out of the inning. So 3 runs through 5. Nice take by Grady. And it's got to be frustrating as a pitcher. You're out there, you know, you're pitching well. And 0 run support, as you mentioned. And that's where you just kind of got to tip your cap to Ricky Delgado, who's done a good job kind of controlling the strike zone and keeping hitters off balance. Strike 3, got him looking.
You know, that's the tough part about having two pitchers that are really good go up against each other. You know, they both expect to win, but, you know, like we said, Jeunesse, you know, he has dealt with a little adversity, but besides a few incidents, he's really settled in and been just as good as Delgado. But Delgado just staying away from the big game, any big trouble. Really, like we said, haven't really seen him out of the stretch maybe 3 times.
And that's where it was kind of, it was big for Solano with Pavlowski to get on via the hit by pitch, but he was erased just like that. It would have been nice to see how different Delgado's approach would be with nobody out, having to pitch out of the stretch, but didn't get a chance. Pavlowski got a little too eager on the base pass and was erased.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pressure on him. That's what Solano's going to need to do in the later innings. Put more pressure on Delgado, force him to have more taxing pitches, get deep in the counts. But right now, Delgado's cruising, and they haven't even thought about getting anyone up in the bullpen.
So both pitchers been getting that outside corner. That one goes down to strike 1. Count now 2-1 to number 4 hitter, Zach Peruggi. Had an RBI ground out in his first at-bat, and Jeunesse got him with a strikeout, and Jeunesse loses his glove, but not the ball. Throw in time for the second out, so good job, Jeunesse staying with it, and did a good job really getting in that defensive stance right after the pitch, and he was ready for that hard ground ball hit right back at him. I think Jeunesse is done now, 5 2/3. He's like, Coach, come on, let me get through 6 and see if we get some runs on the board in the bottom half, maybe get the win.
It's good outing, though.
Really
like we
good.
said, Delta, you know, big swingers, big players, but now Coach Stover going to one of his top guys out of the pen, and Adam Coates. So maybe Coates can add a little spark, maybe get this guy out quick, and then Sloan going in, get some runs, and maybe a no decision for Jeunesse would be nice.
So Coates has done a pretty good job coming out of the bullpen this year, making his 3rd appearance coming out of the pen. No record to show for. ERA at 4.5. 2 strikeouts and 3 walks. The sophomore from Bethel High School also has 1 save on the season for Coach Stover. And now you see the difference here. You had a righty in Jeunesse for the whole game. Now Stover goes into his back pocket and brings in the sophomore lefty. And what are some things you like from Coates?
Well, Coates came in and got the save, I think, against West Valley on the home opener. You know, I faced him a few times. I faced him in high school, I think, when I was a junior. His fastball
Who won that battle?
He struck me out, actually, yeah, junior year, yeah. His fastball's deceptive. He throws kind of 3/4 and hides it. It's a lot more firm than you think. And he's got a great changeup. Changeup really good, and that's actually what you end up getting the strikeout on for his save the other day. And against San Mateo, it was a rainy day, you know, bad conditions, it happens. But Coach Stover going to him for South Penn, you know, that shows that Coach Stover thinks that his Slalom team is going to make a comeback here soon. So let's see if Coach maybe settle in, get the left-on-left matchup, which is important.
And I'm not 100% sure, but was that San Mateo game where there was a couple of iffy calls in that one?
Yeah, Slalom ended up winning.
Oh, okay, that was the one they won.
Yeah,
the one they lost, I think it was 8-5. There were a couple of questionable calls in that one.
Yeah, the San Mateo game had 4 rain delays, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, so muddy mound, you know, things like that.
A little outside, 1-1. Jake Derwin in the box, a designated hitter, batting a clean .400 for Coach Peters this year. We're in the top of the 6th. Nasty. 1-2. So now the hitter's got to get their approach ready for a lefty and a guy that throws way differently than Jeunesse was the first 5 2/3. A little outside, 2-2.
It's a good miss by Coates, though, showing that he set up away and missed that spot. That's a good sign for a bullpen guy. You know, sometimes they're just real erratic, but right now it looks like he's pretty locked in.
And this one gets a piece of Jake Derwin.
Might have jinxed him on that one.
So Stover going out to have a little chat with the home plate umpire. He's like, come on, man. He didn't try and get out of the way, and that one might even have been a strike, he's saying. And you can see Stover right there as he leaned his shoulder in, imitating what Derwent did. And Stover's kind of been a little more calm as he's getting a little older now. This would have been the Stover 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know if he'd be this happy.
Yeah, you know, I think he maybe maturing a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
oh, let's not get carried away now, all right?
No. But see, that's the thing that pitchers hate right there is the Evo Shield. You know, you have no regard for it. You're not going to feel it, so you just kind of throw it out there. And it's kind of hypocritical because I wear one as well. But I know a lot of pitchers, and I've had friends who are pitchers, and they want to ban them, you know, things like that. But right there, you know, he felt no pain right there, you know, so he has no problem sticking his elbow out, and it's a questionable call. And, you know, from this angle, I can't really tell if he did or not. Yeah. But I know that some pitchers really hate.
So strike one to Colin Thero, who hit a monster home run back in the top half of the 5th. So there's actually 2 outs in the inning. The scoreboard says 1. So quickly ahead of Thero, 0-2. So what's the approach like as a batter when you quickly get down in the count 0-2? Do things change a little bit, or?
Yeah, I hate to use the term defensive,
yeah.
But it really is. You know, you can't really look for one pitch. You just got to keep your hands back.
Gets him looking. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Adam Coates comes in and gets a strikeout to end the top of the 6th inning. See if the Falcons get a little bit of a rally going here. The bottom of the 6th, down 3-0. Well, Tyler, the Falcons have the heart of the order coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. See if they can finally do some damage against Delgado, who just really kind of controlled the whole pace of this game so far.
Yeah, this is a good spot in the order for Solano if they're going to get something going. Josh Lane, good hitter, 3-hitter up, so let's see if maybe he can start attacking that fastball.
This one hit well to right. It's carried, and it gets over the head of Ryan Smith, who misplayed that one. Lenny, stinking 3. But right when he saw Stover, he's got the 2 hands up. Don't even think about it. Josh holds up at second, but a big-time hit for the Falcons. Leadoff double. And that ball just kept carrying for Ryan Smith out and right. He thought he had a play on it, but over his head.
Yeah, just kind of sliced over.
Now batting, first baseman, number 36, Bo Siegel.
And even though Delgado's pitching well, I have liked the approach for the Falcons. They're not trying to pull a lot of balls. They're really doing a good job of going with the pitch. If it's on the outer part of the plate, they're doing a good job kind of going the opposite way.
Yeah, a lot of deep balls to center, too. Center fielder really doing a good job covering ground. You know, maybe he misreads a few of those. This game's completely different.
Bo takes strike 1, and we kept bringing this up earlier. Now we do get to see how Delgado pitches in the stretch here with the leadoff man at second base. Bo Siegel, the DH, batting .313 this year. Actually playing first base today. This one in the dirt. Good job by Colin Thero. Keep that in front. So Delgado making only a second start this year. 1-0 record at ERA at just over 2.5. And he's only pitched 7 innings this year, now at 13 plus. Had 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk entering today's game. Nice off-speed inside corner, 1-2.
As left-handed hitter for Bo right now, especially with 2 strikes, you just got to try to put something to the right side and get the guy over. You can't have a wasted at bat here, especially later in the game when you're trying to get on the scoreboard.
This one fouled and nearly took out a couple of Falcons. Good thing Ian Acosta's young, can still move pretty quick, got out of the way there.
I think we got Chelsea on the camera to flinch a little bit, too.
Oh, she's a flincher.
Yeah.
Come on, C-Money. A little? And Chelsea, as she just said, I thought the life left right before my eyes. 1-2. Throw down to second. As Lenny back in easily. So good job, Bo Siegel there. How hard is that high fastball to lay off?
That's a tough one, especially with 2 strikes when you're just trying to protect. something that's above your eyes changes your eye angle. It is tough, and that's a good take by Bo right there.
2-2. Good job staying alive. Fouls this one out of play. That might have hit the old man's truck over there. I think I heard a ding. So the count 2-2. Josh Lenny, leadoff double. This one fouled straight back. See, we don't flinch.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no flinch for us.
And I'm still not sure how much I trust this net, to be honest, too. So.
Yeah. I think it's noteworthy to say that there's not a lot of wind today, which is a lot different than normal Solano games, and it's actually blowing, what was the flag, in?
This one smoked to left, but right at the left fielder, Chris Bartlett, who had Bo Siegel positioned perfectly there, so hit well, but out. Yeah, the Solano needs to find a way to plate Lenny here in this inning. You cannot waste a leadoff double. So that'll bring up Garland Webster, who's been showing great flashes with the leather so far. Let's see if he can do it with the bat. It's hard. I always like to say would, but you can't say it in college ball.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is when Garland's going to have a mature at bat. You can't really use being a freshman as an excuse. He's been hot as of late. Maybe just poke one in the hole, something, just get it on the scoreboard.
And this one hit to the right side, and it gets by the diving Bryce Grady. As Lenny holds up at third base, as the left fielder Ryan Smith was playing very shallow. So right as you said that, exactly what happened. Just found a home for the ground ball, went right past the diving attempt to Grady.
Yeah, it was almost hit too hard because now Josh Lenny can't score. First and third, one out with Ian Acosta up. Let's see what Coach Stover does. Is he going to let him bunt, or is he going to have him swing away?
And, of course, we've all come accustomed to the Falcon play that Stover likes to run when he's got runners on the corners. And maybe we're seeing Delgado kind of gas out a little bit. A guy we'll usually see go 5 or 6 innings. But the pitch count's got to be pretty low for Delgado. I mean, Solano hasn't had too many base runners here in this one.
Yeah, now it looks like some activity in Delta's bullpen. This is what we've been waiting for, though, to see if Delgado has any flaws with today or if he was just on. And right now it's starting to seem out of the stretch and a little adversity. So maybe this is a good time for Solano to capitalize because you're not in the deeper part of the innings yet. You're still 6-8 right here, and you're not really going to the setup guy, the closer yet. So this is when you need to jump on him as he's starting to get tired and starting to be a little flatter with his off speed.
And Acosta, a guy that does make contact, yet to strike out this season. And 8 at-bats. So, got a big hole between first and second. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. And if he can just get a bunt down the right side, it should play John Lenny pretty easily as the first baseman. Zach Peruggi there has to hold on the runner. Garland Webster.
It's just important to get one right here. So this is a good time for Solano to get on the board.
Acosta gets the bunt down. And Acosta gets the job done as he plates Josh Lenny on the sacrifice bunt. So good job for the Falcons here to capitalize on the leadoff double, and they get him home safely. And also, too, you get another runner in scoring position with 2 down.
Exactly. Like we talked about, Breyer really aggressive. So maybe this is his coming out party right here.
And Litz, I believe, still looking for his first hit of the season. Good take, able to hold off on the swing, 1-0.
Lefty and a righty up in the bullpen for Delta. And there's not much for Solano, so maybe they're looking to ride out Coates for as long as they can.
Strike one, count now 1-1. Yeah, Coates a guy that can go more than 1 inning for Stover. And especially with him, a guy that doesn't throw too hard too. So if he has his off-speed working, he's a very tough pitcher to figure out. Nice cut, but this one fouled over the Delta dugout. Count now 1-2, so Delgado 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, only allowing 1 run. Pretty good speed over on second base with Garland Webster. So any single hit out of the infield, you got to imagine Stover's going to send him here with 2 down. So count now 2-2. Litz, kid, played at Foothill High School. Seeing if he can get a 2 out here with good speed over at second base. Good take, count full.
It's a good take right there. Full count, you have a base open, so you still can't just assume he's going to throw a fastball. Still got to have that protective swing. But if the fastball's there, then you got to jump on it right here for an aggressive hitter.
Jake Pawlowski on deck. Hoping he gets a chance to hit here in the bottom of the 6th. Fastball. Litz a little late. Falcons do get on board, though. Sack bunt goes down for the RBI for Ian Acosta, so through 6. Solano down 3-1. So top of the 7th. Colin Thero in the box. Nelson Munez due up second in the inning, and Ryan Smith in the hole. Coates gets the outside corner, strike 1. It's got to be tough for the Delta lineup right now, having to deal with Jeunesse through 5+, and then now you got Coates, just 2 totally different styles.
Yeah, you know, I think that's why Coach Stover likes to go with him.
This one hit well to left, but no wind, so that one's going to die down right in front of the warning track for Alex Nasukevich.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that's why Coach Stover likes to go with Coates after Jeunesse. You know, Jeunesse more of the harder thrower, and then Coates just kind of almost looks like he's lobbing it in there, but his off-speed's really good.
A lot of movement. Yeah, I would hate being a left-handed batter having to face Coates. As Nelson Munez checks in the box. He had a double in his last at-bat in the 5th. And this is the second game between these two teams as Delta won the first one 5-1 on Thursday in Delta. Delta 7-0 this year so far, #1 spot in the preseason rankings, and they've stayed there in the NorCal top 20. Solano trying to work themselves into the top 20. Outside, 1-1. So this game's been a really fast-paced game, and really the pitchers have been in control of the momentum in this one. 1-1, hit well right at the second baseman, who makes a nice play. Josh Lenny, who started off the bottom of the 6th with that double and came around to score. And doing it with the leather here for the second out.
Yeah, and Coates kind of doing what Delgado did the first couple innings, just attacking, you know, throwing ways got over the plate and just kind of letting them get themselves out. Right there, that ball's hit hard, but right at Lenny. And now you got 2 quick outs.
That's why it's important as a pitcher. You got to trust your defense. And that's been the one thing that's really impressed me with the Solano team this year compared to last year. Defense, a little bit of struggle for Stover's squad last year, but this year you can see them a way better defensive team, especially in the early part of the season during non-conference.
Yeah, and that's going to be important, even though they're 3-4 right now. It's going to be important once you hit conference play, defense late in games especially.
This one hit a mile-high, shallow center. Dotson calls for it, makes the little basket catch. So quick inning for Coates, and it's time to stretch. Head into the bottom of the 7th. Falcons down by 2, 3-1. Well, 8-9, and then back to the top of the order for the Falcons here in the bottom of the 7th. Once again, you are checking out the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Zach Popp here with Tyler Stover. And if you're Pawlowski right here, are you thinking you got to go after Delgado early? That's where it seems like Solano's had the most success, is when they're very aggressive against Delgado.
Yeah, you got to just try to jump on that first pitch fastball, especially with Pawlowski, who's got a lot of power.
little inside, ball one. And when I see Delgado out there, he reminds me of a Giants pitcher, Yusmeiro Petit. A guy that just, I mean, it hurts saying that. I don't like bringing up the Giants, but.
Yeah, you're a Dodger fan.
Yeah, Dodger, baby. A little bit of a.
You can't work that in.
It's like, you know, I wish the St. Louis Cardinals just wouldn't be in the playoffs. I mean, that's been the team that's had our number here the last few years, and especially then seeing the Giants win it all. That was tough. This one hit a mile high, and let's see if any fans are going to make a play as it's just out of their stretch. I was hoping we might have got a chance to see Big Kahuna on the camera now have to make a play, but he's getting up in age. I don't know if he could see it. Let's get a 2-1 count to Pawlowski, and he reached via hit by pitch in his last at bat, but then got caught in a little pickle. Nice pitch. Delgado evens up the count, 2-2.
Yeah, even in the 7th inning, Delgado was still throwing that curveball for a strike, fastball for a strike. So, I mean, maybe he's got 9 innings in his.
2-2. Chopper right by the Falcons' dugout. So count stays at 2-2. And, I mean, if I had to take a guess, you get a shot there of Big Kahuna on the camera. And he's like a little kid out there sometimes. It's classic.
Yeah, and Delta's had a lot of activity in the bullpen for the last 2 innings, so maybe Delgado's on a short leash now.
This one hitting the 5.5 hole, as my boy Stasha Moida likes to say, past the diving Jacob Thomas. So good job by Pawlowski here to get a leadoff single to start off the bottom of the 7th. Now you got the number 9 hitter, Alex Nasukevich, coming up. And here you're probably going to see the bunt go down, and that's what happened last time as Nasukevich missed the bunt. Might get a pitching change right here for Delta also. And as you mentioned, a couple healthy bodies there getting warmed up for Delta's bullpen. So Delgado, outstanding job on the hill for Delta. Right now he's in line to get the win. 6+ innings for Delgado. 1 earned run allowed. So Delgado on the season now has gone 13 innings and did a really good job really starting off momentum for this squad and really controlled the pace through his 6+.
Yeah, he did a great job just attacking the zone the whole time, giving his team a really good chance to win. And I think Nasukevich going in the dugout now that a lefty is in, and I think that they're going to go a righty. It looks like Andres Tejada is on deck right now. So let's see if maybe that plays a factor in the left-on-right matchup.
And you still got to expect to see Stover elect to go with the bunt right here, too, with the pinch hitter.
Yeah, you know, we're starting to get late into the game where every run matters. So you would think Coach Stover would want to do something like that. But, I mean, you never know. Coach Stover surprised us before with some calls. So maybe we'll see something a little different, maybe hit and run, something like that.
So Tucker McFall, the freshman lefty from Berkeley High School, is coming in to pitch. It's not allowed an earned run this year so far in 3 innings. Has 3 strikeouts and 1 walk on the year. And that's the one thing with Coach Peter's squad, and a lot of weapons out of the bullpen, and it really starts with Tucker McFall, a freshman lefty. And this is his 4th appearance on the season, and he's a guy that Peters likes to use just for an inning. 3 appearances, 3 innings. So Andres Quijada into pinch hit.
Number 13, Andres Quijada.
And Quijada, a kid out of Faith Christian High School, the 5'9", 175-pound freshman.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, a few games ago, Andres from Venezuela, Caracas, and went to Faith Christian in Florida last year.
And I know Stover had to cringe a little bit when he saw that earlier in this one. This time Pavlowski, a lot safer lead over half first base, able to get back easily.
And Andres showed the bunt on the first one, so let's see if maybe he's got that going. And again, maybe a slash in the arsenal too.
Gets the bunt down. So he does his job as Zach Peruggi thought about throwing it to second, but made the smart play and just got the easy out over at first base. So Quijada does his job and gets Pavlowski into scoring position with only one out. And as you mentioned earlier, really the heart of this order for the Falcons is the 1 and 2 hitters. So you got to think Rubalcaba or Joey Dotson will be able to come out for you here. So only one batter face for Tucker McFall. So now they're going to bring in the righty. I believe that's Matt Huss, the freshman out of Ione, California High School. Actually, Arrowgnat High School. So McFall does his job, comes in and has to face the batter, gets the bunt down, and Pavlowski now in second with one down. So Matt Huss making his 5th appearance on the year, 1-0 record, has gone 7 and a third, ERA a sexy 1.23, no walks, 5 strikeouts for the freshman righty. So this is a big inning, big situation right here. You've got the Falcons' best hitter and one of the best hitters in all Northern California with Rubalcaba going up against one of the best relief pitchers in the business with Matt Huss. Only allowed 1 earned run and 7 and a third this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Again, like we talked about in the 6th inning, it was important for them to get that 1 run. Now it's important for them with runner in scoring position to get another. And you just got to give yourself a chance in the later innings. You know, this is when it gets taxing on pitchers, and maybe they start getting a little more erratic, or they're even nervous. And as a hitter, you just have to calm down, do your job, stay within yourself, and just try to hit a line drive up the middle. That's something Rubalcaba's done very well this year with 15 hits on the year.
Yeah, he's just been automatic, and 4 of the 7 games for Solano, he's had multiple hits, and he's hoping he can do that here again. He had a single in his last at-bat, 1 for 3 here this afternoon, and 8 games for Rubalcaba, and he's had at least 1 hit in all 8. So get our first look at Matt Huss. Rubalcaba takes outside, ball 1, and I know Solano's happy. Delgado's finally out of here. Delgado really doing a good job against this Solano lineup. Ends up going 6+ innings. Pavlowski would get charged to Delgado if he does come around to score as Rubalcaba pulls the bunt back, 2-0. Pavlowski, not the best of speed, but still an average runner at second base. But you would imagine Stover would be a little cautious if a ball is hit hard at one of the outfielders.
Yeah, again, that's not the tying run at second.
Yeah.
So even if he gets a hit, maybe it'll be like when Garland got the hit and Lenny was on base, where it was kind of first and third situation.
Nice cut. Fouled straight back, count now 2-1, and Rubalcaba knew he had a pitch to hit right there, a little frustrated. And Rubalcaba, not a guy that lacks confidence. And that's one thing I love most about Alvaro Rubalcaba. This guy is very confident, and I'd be pretty confident too if I was batting over 500. So the 2-1 pitch. Rubalcaba with the bunt, and this one just foul. Good job by the third baseman. Nunez there to get it in foul territory. You know, it looked like that one was trying to come back into fair territory, but it just stayed to the left of the white line.
Yeah.
Just get a look at the crowd there.
Sometimes you just got to hope for a maybe hit a rock or something and just bounces back fair. But I think it's better if Alvaro tries to swing the bat here. You know, Joey doesn't have as much pop as him, and with how hot he's been, you got to try to get Pavlowski in from second. And I think we've only seen breaking balls from Huss so far.
Yeah, he hasn't really challenged with the heat. This one hit well and past the diving Nelson Munez as Pavlowski's going to hold at third. So runners now on the corner. So looks like you've taught your dad a few things there and let him swing the bat and smokes this one down the third base side. So now 5 games with Rubalcaba multi-hits. So now Dotson comes up. And Joey Dotson, a guy that is really a better hitter than his average says. Checks in, batting 182 through the first 7 games this year.
And like we were talking about earlier in the game, Joey's so fast, so this is a game changer and this is a game-changing moment. So right here, anything, even if he looks to sack bunt, he can still beat it out. Or anything on the ground, you know, he's a tough double play threat, so it's a good guy to have up with first and third and 1 out.
Dotson shows bunt, and that one a little low, and you can tell by the look of Matt Huss's face, he wanted that one, but just a little too low. Ball 1.
And this when errors happen too.
Yeah.
The last 3 innings of the game, you know, it's when everything
a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, a lot more pressure. So Alvaro with an aggressive base runner, look for maybe throw in the dirt or something, him to advance an extra base, or ball get thrown away. A lot of foul ground here at Solano.
And that'd be huge, too, for Rubalcaba to find a way to get into scoring position with him being the tie and run here in the bottom of the 7th. So Huss comes back with a nice pitch. Count now 1-1. And we saw Rubalcaba earlier with the stolen base. Now 4 for 4 on the season. And there's a huge hole between first and second with the first baseman, Peruggi, holding Rubalcaba on. So anything on the outer part of the plate, see if Dotson can just poke it between Bryce Grady, the second baseman, and Zach Peruggi, the first baseman. Rubalcaba with a nice lead at first. He is going, and this one is hit right between first and second. That's going to allow Rubalcaba to get all the way to third. So a good job by Dotson going with the pitch, and it's 3-2.
That's just textbook right there. Alvaro with the delay hit and run, and Joey seeing a curveball, keeping his hands back and hitting it right where the second baseman isn't, going to cover the bag. And that's textbook Solano College baseball right there. Now you got 3-2, first and third again, same position. And now a 3-hitter, Josh Lenny up, who drove a ball to right field over the right fielder's head last time, has a lot of pop, surely. So let's see if maybe Coach Stover sticks with the bunt, or maybe another hit and run, or just lets him hit. You know, there's a lot of different possibilities right here.
And we were talking about it earlier, important for Solano to find a way to get runners off to start off the inning, and we've seen that in back-to-back innings, and just like that, they have 2 runs on the board. Double play ball, but hit pretty softly, and that is how the inning ends. Good job by Thomas. The shortstop flips it to Grady for the 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Falcons do get another run on the board, and it's now 3-2 through 7. So top of the 8th inning, Stover going to his back pocket once again, bringing in David Hostler, the third pitcher used for Coach Stover so far in this one. And Adam Coates did a really good job when an inning and a third. No runs allowed. So you get a close-up look at David Hostler. The 5'7", 155-pound freshman from Armio High School, and the right-handed pitcher gets strike 1 over to the number 9 hitter, Jacob Thomas. Nasty curve, 0-2. And Stover's done a really good job with the chess match, kind of picking the right pitchers to use out of the bullpen. Goes with the lefty Coates for an inning and a third. Now comes back with the righty. 0-2. Little hide outside. Count now 1-2.
Hostler, a little guy, but still actually pretty firm for how small he is. He just really goes after guys, kind of like Delgado in that sense.
He wanted that one, but Barnes doesn't give him the call there. So the count now 2-2. Count full. So good job by the number 9 hitter, Thomas, battling. Fell down 0-2, and now has the count in his favor, 3-2. 3-2 fisted foul. So what are some things that impresses you with David Hostler?
Well, I faced him in high school. He's a year behind me.
Did he get you too? Like
he did
Coatsy?
not, actually, no.
You had ownage on him?
Yeah, no, I got myself a double off him. But he keeps the ball down. He's really good at that. Coach Stover really likes that, and he can rely on him coming out of the paint. You know, this is a big situation right here in the 8th inning, 3-2. You know, he commands with the fastball, commands with the curveball. So look for him to just go right after guys.
3-2. Low, so good job by Thomas, able to draw the walk. And once again, you can check out all our broadcasts on Channel 28, the Fairfield Cable Access channel. Don't forget to like the Solano College Sports Network on Facebook. And go ahead and follow us on Twitter while you're at it also.
I think we got an Instagram account too, don't we?
We got Instagram, we got IG too?
Yeah, I think we got IG, yeah.
Going big, baby. So go ahead and like our Instagram account also. Bunt shown, and this one, strike one to the leadoff hitter, Chris Bartlett. And Bartlett came up with runners on first and second with one down in the 5th, and hit a sharp line drive to the third baseman, Webster, who was able to double up Ryan Smith. Bartlett wants this one foul, so the count 0-2. And if you're Delta right here, you take the bunt off with 2 strikes. You trust your leadoff hitter to get it down?
I think you take the bunt off. Leadoff hitter, you know, they usually have a lot of trust in him just not to strike out. So I think that they'll let him swing it right here, and especially with the lefty up, you got the hole over at first. So I think that they'll take it off for this.
And this is a big situation here as Solano is able to kind of chip back into this one, a run in the 6th, and then another run in the 7th to make it a 3-2 game. So very important for Solano to hold Delta off the scoreboard here with the 3-2 lead for the visiting squad. So Bartlett, bat lefty here against the right-handed throwing David Hostler. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Hostler. As took a little off. Bartlett a little out in front. So a walk and a strikeout for the freshman out of Armio. So that brings up Bryce Grady, another freshman from Lodi, played at Tokay High School. 5'10" freshman. Costa wanted to gun him down over at first, but just couldn't get a grip on the ball. I don't know if he would have got him anyways, though. It wasn't a huge lead for Thomas over at first. So Hostler's hoping for a sharp ground ball right here, see if they can find a way to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Acosta, strong throw, and he is tagged out for the second out. And man, Acosta's got a nice arm behind the dish. I guess that's necessary for any catcher playing for Stover. I mean, catcher's probably been the one position where it's probably been the best position here under Stover. I mean, guys like you brought up, Ryan Lipkin, Kyle Bible is also a very talented catcher. Obviously, Victor Romero, too, James Mossholder.
Yeah, they've always had good defensive catchers. Catchers and shortstops, it seem like, run through Solano pretty well. But even Ian Acosta and Andres Cajada, they split time.
Yeah.
And Cajada has a great arm, too, and in practice, that's all they do. They just throw, throw, throw. I think Ian is thrown out 5 of 8 runners attempted to steal off him so far, which is pretty good, especially with pitchers slow to the plate.
Nice pitch there. He evens it up, 2-2. And I've always thought if you're a catcher and you're gunning out over 50% of the runners, that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
2-2.
It definitely gives.
Take that one for ball 3.
It definitely gives the pitchers confidence, too, knowing that they can focus on the batter and that the catcher is going to be there to back them up and get the base runner out. I think we talked about Bryce Grady briefly, but the little freshman has 2 home runs already on the year. So can't ignore his pop.
This one is skied to center. Should be an easy play. Dotson stays with it. So Falcons get through the inning. We'll call it a 1-2-3 inning. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. Falcons down 3-2. Well, back here, bottom of the 8th inning, and Coach Peters has gone to the bullpen once again, bringing in the lengthy lefty, B.J. Sable, 6'3", 200-pounder, freshman from Lake County Lutheran High School. Grew up in Heartland, Wisconsin. Now finds himself pitching for Sac Joaquin Delta and Coach Reed Peters, and Connor Dick pinch hitting here for Bo Siegel. I mean, you don't see your number 4 hitter getting pinch hit for too often, but in community college baseball, a lot more accustomed.
Oh, it's kind of the left-on-left matchup.
Yeah.
Connor Dick's last at bat, I think that we saw was at home, and he had doubled down the left field line in the later innings. So maybe we have history repeat itself on that.
So the lefty Sable quickly ahead, 0-2, and as you mentioned, partner, that is Dick's only hit this year, 1 for 5 on the season with that double. This one hit towards the Delta dugout. So the count 0-2. And you got Garland Webster on deck and Ian Acosta in the hole. 4, 5, and 6 hitters here. Connor Dick pinch hitting for Bo Siegel. Just outside. Count 1-2.
It's a close pitch right there.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to take right there, especially we've seen that outside part of the strike zone called.
We've only seen fastballs thrown right now, so let's see if maybe he's got an off-speed pitch that he wants to show.
Called that one, partner, but a little high, so the count now 2-2, and B.J. Sable, a guy that doesn't have the sexiest numbers, but of course he's only appeared in 1 game before this one. He's gone 2 innings and an ERA at 13.5, and we know with bullpen ERAs sometimes, especially early part of the season, they can be a little bit deceiving. Nasty hook. Have a seat, Connor Dick. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, there's really nothing you can do right there. That was Barry Zito-esque, of course, not Giants. We're talking back in the A's.
Now batting, third baseman, number 15, Garland.
So Garland Webster coming up, batting over 300 this year. Had a single in his last at-bat.
It'd be nice if Garland can hit one in the gap right here, get himself in scoring position for Acosta up. You know, the clock is starting to tick for Solano right now. You got 5 more outs to play with. So you just got to be aggressive. You know, you can't, if you're going to go down, you got to go down swinging. You can't just watch. You never know what's going to happen unless you swing the bat.
So the count 1-0. This one poked. It's going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Thomas throws across his body in time. Big time throw. Jacob Thomas throwing across his body for the second out. Let's see how good our boy Stosh is and see if we can get a replay of that one. Nah.
Catcher, number 22.
So 2 up, 2 down. And I thought we were going to see Garland Webster maybe beat that one out. Pretty good speed, but strong throw by the shortstop Thomas. Yeah, Thomas is like, Rubalcaba is not the only good shortstop here playing today, showing his range. So Costa up with nobody on. That curveball has been on point for B.J. Sable. I mean, that pitch starts out right at the numbers, and next thing you know, it's right at the knees. So the count 0-2 to the Falcon sophomore catcher. Then comes with the fastball, fisted to first. Peruggi stays with it and beats Acosta to the bag. So a 1-2-3 inning for B.J. Sable. We're through 8. The visiting Delta squad up 3-2. So we're here down to the last inning, top of the ninth. Delta up by a run, 3-2. And they put 2 on the board in the first. And then Colin Thero hit a bomb in the 5th. Falcons coming out with Austin Abernathy, their 4th pitcher used in this one. Abernathy making his 3rd appearance on the season. No record to show for. 5 innings, 2 Ks, 1 walk. Comes with the off speed there. And ERA at 1.80. Nate Easley, the number 3 hitter. 1 for 2. This one skied a mile high, foul territory. And that one is going to get out of play. So Nate Easley had an RBI triple in his first at-bat. Also came around to score a run on the RBI ground out from Zach Peruggi. Had a walk in the 4th, got gunned down trying to steal 3rd. And struck out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, it's important for Solano to kind of buckle down and not let Delta get another one here, because only 1-run game, anything can happen there in the bottom of the 9th.
This one hit right up the box, right past Abernathy. So a leadoff single for Easley. That's going to be scary for a pitcher right there. You got that laser coming right back at you. And Chelsea, we're going to run that graphic if that's cool. So once again, you can check us out, channel 28, Fairfield Cable Access channel. You can watch any of our stuff on youtube.com/Solano College. Of course, like our Facebook page. You can find that at Solano College Sports Network. Hit us up on Twitter at SCC/Falcons. Instagram at SCC_Falcons. So Zach Peruggi, double play ball to second for 1. And the throw is high, so they do get the lead runner at second base. That was just a tailor-made ground ball, hit sharply right at the second baseman, Lenny. But Rubalcaba a little too strong on the throw. So Jelani Davey will get his first at-bat from Powerhouse High School in football, Grant High School, the same place Shaq Thompson played. Probably be a first-round selection here last day of April for the 2015 NFL Draft. Davey is 6'3", 180-pound sophomore. Grant High School out in Sacramento.
Also the same high school as Delta's ace Leaper, who, as we talked about, is having tremendous numbers so far.
Maybe the best pitcher in all Northern California this year so far.
Maybe the state,
yeah.
Who knows?
And Davey has that body frame, might have been a wide receiver, has the size at 6'3". Runner takes off, Acosta, throw, in time, and he is called safe. Good job by Zach Peruggi to get under the tag. So count 2-0, and our camera guy Stash Samoyda, he can be a homer sometimes though. Said he thought he got him.
I think Stash just a diehard Solano College fan.
I think so.
Yeah, I think a little biased.
A little? This one hit down the left side and is just foul. Davey thought he had that one, but it just kept slicing. A little chatter from the Falcons dugout saying, come on, Abby. So Austin Abernathy, the 4th pitcher used for Coach Stover. 3rd righty used. Coates the only lefty. He's going to look at the Falcons dugout all into the game here in the 9th, down by a run, hoping they can keep Delta at 3. This one hit up the box off Abernathy's glove. The second baseman, Lenny, stays with it in time for the second out. So good job by Lenny. Good awareness there at second. Didn't try and rush it either, too.
Yeah, no, that was a good job. Kept his hands and feet slow. Not slow in a bad way, but then had a nice control throw over to first, because if that gets away, then Delta's in there to score. Even a good job by Abernathy was getting a piece of it, because that might have been straight up the middle.
Yeah, it saved a run right there because it wasn't hit too hard. And Zach Cruz, you probably would have scored pretty easily as Stover's going out and saying, hey, we got a runner on third, 2 outs, do your job, get the final out here, give our guys a chance here in the bottom of the 9th, only down by 1.
Yeah, and you still got a base open, so you don't want to give in to him right here.
And Colin Thero, a guy that's hit the ball hard here today, had a bomb in the 5th and skied one out to left field in the 7th. And as you mentioned earlier, partner, Thero will be playing in the Big 12 next year, right?
He will, yes. Oklahoma State.
And former Falcon, Victor Romero, probably be coaching him up a little bit.
Not the worst coach to have.
It's debatable. You know, Victor Romero's my guy. And, of course, Matt Holliday's brother is the coach there at Oklahoma State. Got to be nice when you get a guy like Matt Holliday who's coming in and out of your practice kind of teaching guys things. And I think anytime Matt Holliday's preaching, you're going to be listening. An all-star outfielder and really one of the best left fielders in the game. And he's just really found a nice home with the St. Louis Cardinals. Things didn't work out in Oakland for Matt Holliday, but Colorado, obviously a hitter's park, but he's done a really good job. Kind of the leader for the Cardinals, him and Yadi Molina. So the count now, 2-1, a little outside. I'm with Barnes on that one. That one was a little outside.
He's been giving it all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think that one's a little bit outside.
So big situation right here. Delta trying to buy some insurance. This one hit well to center. Dotson, a good job staying with it. Kind of took a Yasiel Puig route, but able to make the catch for the out. Falcons down by a run. They need one here in the bottom of the 9th. Falcons down to their final 3 outs. And Coach Peters going with his 5th pitcher of the game, the righty Jacob Rosales from the 209 Stockton, California. Home of the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate Diaz. Played at Bear Creek High School, the 5'10" freshman righty. 160 pounds. 7, 8 hitters due up. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up for Solano. As Briar Litz fouls this one straight back. You got a lot of pop on deck. Jacob Pavlowski. And I know Stover's just hoping to get Rubalcaba and Dotson up here in this inning. Those are 2 guys you can trust in a key situation, especially the leadoff hitter, Alvaro Rubalcaba. Nice cut. Just got a piece. Rosales quickly ahead 0-2.
Now let's see if we'll see the fastball again, or maybe he's got a slider. I didn't really see much in warm-ups out of Rosales. Fastball's firm, though, coming in pretty hot.
Not the situation Briar Litz wanted, down 0-2. This one fisted, shallow center, and easy play for the shortstop. Thomas just outside the dirt, so 1 up, 1 down. So Pavlowski, a fastball hitter, probably going to see 1 or 2 fastballs. See if he can jump on one.
Yeah, you know, having a guy like Pavlowski up is scary for Delta because he hasn't really shown off the power that much this year, but he has it. So maybe he can just run into one with a firm fastball.
Strike 1, and Delta trying to keep their record perfect. 1 of 3 teams in the state of California yet to lose a game. 2 in Northern California and 1 in SoCal. So this one a little low, 1-1.
Looks like a little slider right there.
Two and 1.
Another slider, both of them in the dirt. It's a good fastball count right here.
I've been impressed with Pavlowski, too. Kind of early in this game, he was kind of aggressive at the plate, but now we see him taking some pitches. This one hit foul, so the count now 2-2. It looks like he's catching up to that fastball, though. Had a nice cut there, just a little out in front. The 2-2. Wow. Count now full. But hey, we saw that in the top of the ninth, almost that same location. Got called for a ball, and Barnes being very consistent with the strike call.
Yeah, and he's not going to want to throw another slider and risk walking right here. Look for the fastball right here, and Pavlovsky's got to take a good swing. Almost not really a defensive swing right now.
The 3-2. This one hit well, and that is a foul ball. And that was close. It looked like it might have just been on the left side of the third base bag, but whew, that one was close. It looked like that one might have bounced right over the bag, which would have made it a fair ball, and Falcons don't get the call they wanted there.
Well, it'd be nice if we can get a replay on that. I think that was a tough angle, but that looked fair from here.
I thought it was fair, too, when he hit it. But I will give this. Barnes, he does have the best angle. But that ball was smoked. So now as a hitter is Pavlovsky. You think, oh, okay, cool, I just got a one-out double right here. And now you got to refocus and do it all over again.
I mean, to be honest, even here in the booth, my mind's still a little crazy. I can't even imagine how Pavlovsky is after that.
And that's got to be very tough as a hitter. Got to do it all over. 3-2. And gets the benefit of the call there. Is that one just a little inside, and Barnesy a little stare into the Delta dugout as they wanted that call. And I'm not going to lie, I thought that caught the inside corner for strike 3, but Pavlovsky, a good job, able to lay off and get the walk.
Now batting, number 14, Jesse Phipps.
So Rosales making his 5th appearance this year. Obviously the closer for Delta has 2 saves. He's only allowed 2 hits in 4 innings. And that is the first walk issued all season long for Rosales. So Solano hoping they can put the first run on the board against Rosales all season long.
And in the first game here at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, Phipps hit a ball to right, and there was absolutely no wind. And I thought it was gone off the bat, and the guy caught it right against the fence. So he has the power to do it, and what a better time it would be.
And you a little bit surprised here we're not seeing a pinch runner. Pavlovsky does have decent speed, but I'm guessing he's got a guy in the dugout here that's got a little quicker wheels.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, especially after getting picked off earlier in the game. But, he can get the legs moving around the bases.
This one in the dirt. And I've been really impressed with Colin Thero there, really doing a good job keeping pitches in front of him. And that would have been huge if that one gets by in there and Pavlovsky able to get 90 feet closer into scoring position.
Look at the outfielder shifted to the left, not expecting Phipps to pull one. He pulls one down the right field line. Pavlovsky could score.
And they give him the strike there. It looked like he was a little outside, but the count now 2-1.
And Barnes has been consistent with the outside one, kind of going away from it in the last 2 innings, but right there, that's a good call for Rosales.
So the count 2-1. And really with Rosales, we've seen mainly fastballs. And you see that a lot with closers, usually fastball pitchers. Throw over. Pavlovsky, a good job to get back just barely. And he kind of fooled Pavlovsky there as he was leaning towards second, but able to get his big body back in safely. So Jesse Phibbs gets the bunt down. It's going to be a tough play. Rosales with the bare hand in time. So the Falcons down to their final out with Pavlovsky now in scoring position as a tying run at second. I thought he was maybe going to be able to beat it out, but Rosales knew he had to go bare hand, able to pick it up and throw a strike over to first. But hey, this is the situation we asked for. Get a runner on in scoring position and give Rubalcaba a chance.
Exactly, and no matter the outcome, this is a positive for Solano. Again, you just got to get your best hitter up to the plate. And, with getting Pavlovsky on, they did that right here. And there's no one else that you want. If you're going to fail, this guy you want up. And if you're going to succeed, this is the guy you want up right here. And this is a leader, and this is a leader moment right here for Rubalcaba.
And for Solano, even if they do not find a way to win this game, it's got to be a confidence builder for this squad. You're playing arguably the #1 team in all of California. You're playing the top team in NorCal. Delta yet to lose this year, and they battled them pretty well. I mean, they lost 5-1 on Thursday, and now Delta comes here to Billy and Luis Yarborough Stadium, and the Falcons are here battling back down 3-0, able to get a couple of runs on the board and see if they can tie it up 3-3 here. And Rubalcaba, a guy that has power too, the only Falcon with a home run this season for Solano. And he's put the ball on the bat here. And it's funny, his 2 outs, he probably hit harder and squared up more than his 2 hits, but sometimes baseball can be a very funny game. And Delta electing to put Rubalcaba on base. And that could have been a pitch Rubalcaba could have actually hit right there. A little high, but are you a fan of this? I mean, you are electing not to face Rubalcaba, but at the same time, you are putting the winning run now on the bases.
You know, I'm actually not a fan of this because, like you said, you are putting the winning run on the base. And it's almost cowardly in a way because, I mean, Joey with a good hit, and, you know, whether it pays off or not for Delta or Solano. But this is what baseball is all about. Delta's got their best in there, their best reliever in there. And you're facing Alvaro's the best hitter for Solano. You know, that's what, not even what people want to see, but that's what baseball is all about. Yeah. And now you're walking them, and then
if you're a closer, you like, sorry, coach, I got this.
Exactly.
Even though he has no choice, but
exactly. And this is when you know, the baseball kind of pays you back, you know, in a way. And this is what you'd like to see. But right here, Joey had a good at bat last time. Up right now, and this is a tough situation for a freshman. Maybe he can just shorten up, poke one in there, and maybe hit one in the gap, and Alvaro comes around to score.
And he did that in his last at bat, able to smoke a ground ball between first and second. And a good job by the first baseman, flips it to the pitcher, Rosales, covering for the final out. So the Falcons lose this one 3-2. Pavlowski stranded at second, and Rubalcaba, which would have been the winning run, stranded at first base. But I don't know about you, Tyler, but very impressed with this Delta squad, now 8-0 on the season.
Yeah, no, they look good today. Their pitching is what's going to carry them. You know, offensively, I think Solano did good, holding them down. You know, only 3 runs, and in the first they got 2. So I think Nate Janess did good. Adam Coates, Abernathy, and you know, with the Solano team going forward, they got to build off this. You know, playing the #1 team. You know, maybe they're just not ready for it, but I think pitching-wise, Solano did good. Offensively, I think that they had good bats, you know, just squaring balls up right at guys. But I'm really curious to see how the Solano team's going to respond coming out next week.
So Ricky Delgado moves to 2-0 on the season as Janest gets the loss. Solano now 3-5 overall. Delta now 8-0, still the #1 team in all of Northern California. And Solano nearing conference play, now 3-5, and I was very impressed with Solano here today. They just fall 1 run short. Well, that is all the time we have for you today. I'm Zach Popp for Tyler Stover and the rest of the Solano College Sports Network crew. We out.